You're watching the TCMMA podcast.
Now, as we jump into the co-main event, you got Damon Jackson versus Chepe Mariscal, and this is going to be an interesting fight. Damon Jackson is a guy that earlier in his career seemed unstoppable. Since the return, he struggled a little bit. He still gets his wins, but he struggled a little bit. Now he's 23-6. He was like 20-3 at one point, roughly. Chepe Mariscal, also American, is 16-6. He's a slight favorite. So let's get into that prediction right now. In the featherweight division at UFC Vegas 95, you got Damon Jackson coming in at 23-6, taking on Chepe Mariscal, who comes in at 16-6. Let's get into it. Damon Jackson, 4 inches taller. He's always tall at this weight class at 5'11". He's 35, so he's at that breaking point. Mariscal right in the prime at 31. Damon Jackson has a 2-inch reach advantage. He's a switch stance fighter compared to the right-handed Mariscal, so that'll be interesting to watch. Now, Chepe is more active, 4.7 significant strikes to 3 significant strikes per minute for Damon Jackson, so Chepe's got an advantage there. Both guys land nearly a takedown per round, so that's going to be important. Takedown defense will be everything, just 40% for the leech, a.k.a. Damon Jackson. But he's coming off the win over Alexander Hernandez by split decision. Before that, he lost to Billy Q, Billy Quarantillo, and Dan Ige, who actually KO'd him. So he's lost 2 of the last 3. Chepe, on the other hand, is on a win streak. He's won 3 in a row since entering the UFC, beating Trevor Peek by decision, Jack Jenkins by KO, and a split decision win over Morgan Sherry. So you got an interesting fight set up here, and Damon Jackson is a guy, again, 23-6. He's used to winning. Chepe has 6 losses. It's going to be a close fight here, man. This is going to be a close fight. And I got to lean towards Chepe just because he's more active on the feet, and Damon Jackson doesn't defend takedowns well. So Damon's going to have to be very aggressive here. He's going to have to shoot in for takedowns, like in his last fight where he had 3 takedowns to none, if he's going to win this fight. But the problem is Chepe has better takedown defense, nearly 70%. So I got to go with Chepe. The only way he loses is if he just gets taken down at will by Damon Jackson, which is possible, but I don't see it happening. Chepe wins this fight by decision, both with takedowns at control time and significant strikes, in my opinion, to get a decision win to move to 17-6 here, featherweight division, UFC Vegas 95. And it's odd to even hear my own self say that, right? It's odd because Damon Jackson is a guy that seemed, again, unstoppable at one point. Roughly 20-3, 20-2, something like that. Since he's come back, he's like 500. Going like 3-3 or 3-4, something like that. So he struggled. Now, he struggled against good fighters. I wouldn't say Chepe Mariscal is a great fighter. But Damon Jackson is struggling enough in the second half of his career here that it leads me to believe that Chepe Mariscal, who's got the momentum coming in, will get the job done. So we'll see how that turns out. And in fact, right now, unless something changes, this fight gets bumped from fight 3 to fight 2 as the previous co-main event between Gutierrez and Javid Basharat was canceled, which weakened this card tremendously, because a lot of people believe the co-main event was the best fight on this card, and it's not happening now.
He's gonna fight, wait, he's gonna fight, wait, hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fighter call, UFC at its height, yeah. Bringing that thunder with all his might, saying step up, wanna fight, hold up, think twice, gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon, walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass stranded.